Daf Yud Aleph Amud Beis. We'll begin Yud Aleph Amud Aleph, the Mishnah 3 lines from the bottom. So we have the mitzvah of Kriyishma, and we have Midrabanan, we have Birchas Kriyishma, brachos that we say before Kriyishma. So in the morning, we make 2 brachos before Kriyishma, and 1 afterwards. And in the evening, by Marav, there are 2 brachos before and 2 brachos after. So we see in the Gemara what the brachos are. In the evening, when we have the 2 brachos after Kriyishma, 1 is longer and 1 is shorter. Emes V'Amuna and Hashkivenu. That's the shlit of Rashi. Taisus argues because Hashkivenu is not a short bracha, but according to Rashi, the pshat is that relative to Ve'amuna, Ve'emes V'Amuna, it is shorter. It is a shorter bracha. It's not short relative to Berachos HaPeres, for instance, but it is a shorter bracha relative to Emes V'Amuna. When the Chachamim said to make a long bracha, you can't make a short bracha. To make a short one, you can't make a long one. Where the Chacham Chazal Resakin that the bracha ends off with a Baruch Atah Hashem, it ends off with a Chasima, you can't omit it. And where there is no bracha at the end, you cannot insert a bracha. You have to follow the matbeya that the Chachamim were told by brachas, the nusach, the bracha that they established. My mevoreh. So the Mishnah, the Reish of the Mishnah says b'shachar mevarach shtayim lefanei v'achas lachareh. So what are the brachas that we make before Kriyishma in the morning? Amar Rav Yaakov, Amar Rav Aishia, the bracha is Yotzer Or Uvorei Choshech. Bracha is Yotzer Or, the bracha that we say in the morning before Kriyishma, Yotzer Or Uvorei Choshech. Frak the Gemara, Lema Yotzer Or Uvorei Noiga. We know that it's always, a person should always try to speak in a positive lashon nekiah, and not use negative, harsh terms, not use terms that imply chas v'shalom poronis or destruction. So it would be more appropriate l'chara to use a lashon instead of choshech, instead of darkness, which implies a time of darkness, sadness, destruction. Use a lashon of noiga, which is twilight, which is not complete darkness, but conveys the same type of idea. More answers, kidachsiv kamrina. We quote the pasuk. That's the way the pasuk is mentioned. It's Yosor Uvorei Choshech, Oiseh Shalom Uvorei Ros. So therefore, we say the nusach of the bracha according to the way it's written in the pasuk. Oiseh Shalom Uvorei Ra Mikamrin Kedachsiv Elaksiv V'Karinan Hakol. When it comes to that part of it, we say Oiseh Shalom Uvoire esakol. We don't say raw. We don't want to say something bad, something negative, and we change it. Lishna ma'alya. We use a lishna ma'alya, a more positive lashon. So hachaname lema noiga lishna ma'alya. So why over here do we not say noiga, which is a lishna ma'alya? Why do we say choshech? Therefore the Gemara changes the answer. In the Chanami. It's not because we have to necessarily quote the pasuk verbatim, but Ella, why do we say over here choshech instead of noiga? Ella ma rava kedei lahasker midas yom balayla midas layla b'yayim. We want to mention in the daytime the midas yom and the midas layla. Rabbeinu Shalom is the creator and the ruler over everything. To la'afuke, the das of the apikarsim and the minim and oidev Zora, that it's compartmentalized. There's choshech, there's a ruler over choshech, there's a ruler over yoim, over or. We make a point of saying the Rabbeinu Shalom is yotzer or vorei choshech. He is the creator. He is the ruler over everything. So that's why we mention choshech, even though it's not a lishna ma'alya. So there we see, like we just stated, that it's midas bishlam and midas laila bayayim. We mentioned the night at the daytime that we just mentioned. Yotzeror v'ychoshech. Yotzeror v'ychoshech. Ela midas yayim balayla But where at the nighttime do we mention the daytime, the meat of the daytime? Amar Abaya Goel. The answer is Goel or Mipnei Choshech v'Choshech Mipnei Or. In the brach of Ma'ariv Aravim, we do mention both. So that's the first bracha. That's the first bracha before Krishma. Ma'idach Mai. What's the second bracha? Amar Yomi Shmuel Ahava Rabbah. Bracha is Ahava Rabbah. V'chein Oyelei Rabbi Elazar l'Rabadas Brei taught to his son Ahava Rabbah. The second bracha is Ahava Rabbah. Those are the two brachas before Krishma. Tanya Nami Hachi Ein Avas Oilim Ela Ahava Rabbah. The nusach is Ahava Rabbah, not Avas Oilim. Rabbanan Amar Avas Oilim. The Rabbanan say that the nusach is Avas Oilim. V'cheinu Oimer Avas Oilim Avtich Alkein Meshachticha Chalsed. So like the nusach of the pasuk, that we eternal love the Rabbeinu Shalom has for us. So this is the machlokes. If you say Ahava Rabbah or Avas Oilam, Taisus points out, and he says, therefore they were masakin in Shachris Ahava Rabbah, and in Maariv and Arvis Avas Oilam. And lahalocha there are different minhagim and why the people are nayik. Everyone should follow their minhag. So if a person got up early to learn, naturally Krishma, if it's prior to him reciting Krishma and the brachas of Krishma, he has to bench, he has to make a bracha, Krishma, but once he already said Krishma and the brachas Krishma, he already said Ahava Rabbah. He already said Avas Oilam, Ein Tzarech Levorech, Shekvar Niftar B'Ahava Rabbah. He was already author with Ahava Rabbah, because in the nusach of the bracha of Ahava Rabbah, it's the same. So that's the essence of Birchas HaTorah. So therefore, he's already Yaitze Birchas HaTorah. He doesn't have to recite Birchas HaTorah again. Omar Rav Huna. So what now? We're discussing Birchas HaTorah. So where do you have to make a bracha Birchas HaTorah? What type of learning do you have to make a Birchas HaTorah? Amar Rav Huna l'mikra tzarech levarach. It says if it's a mikra, but written the Torah shebeksav, you have to make a bracha. Well, the medrash ain't tzarech levarach, but not for medrash. Rabbi Elazar Amar l'mikra l'medrash tzarech levarach, the Mishnah ain't tzarech levarach, but not for the Mishnah. For mikra and medrash, what's involving in the Torah shebeksav, whether it's the written word or the drashas, you have to. But for Mishnah, which was Torah Shabbal Peh, you don't. Rabbi Yochanan Amar Afla Mishnah Nami Tzarech Levarach. He says even for Mishnah, they also have to make the bracha. Havalat Talmud and Tzarech Levarach for the Gemara, which is not the halacha per se, which is the svaras and the understanding of it. You don't have to. Amar Afla Talmud Tzarech Levarach. He says even for Gemara, for Talmud, you also have to make the bracha. The Amar of Chibarashi is again. So frequently have a kamina kamei the Rav. Listen, you pirke b'sifra the Rav have a makdim v'kamashi yadeh. So he got up to wash his hands, uborech, and he made the birchas HaTorah, umasalan pirke, and he taught us the parek. So therefore, you see that for all of these components of Torah, they have the bracha must be made. Birchas HaTorah is different than most brachas because Birchas HaTorah is a deraisa. It's a deraisa where most brachas, the vast majority, are derabanan, but here there is a chiyuv deraisa to make Birchas HaTorah. My mevarech, what bracha does he make? What is the nusach bracha? Amar Rav Yura Amar Shmuel Asher Kiddushana b'mitzvayis v'tzivanu la'asek b'divrei Torah. That's a bracha. Rav Yochanan Messiah Bohachi Harev No Hashem Elokeinu as Divrei Shayrascha Befinu. Make your Torah sweet in our mouths, and V'fiyos Amcha Beis Yisrael, and for all Am Yisrael. V'niyah Anachnu V'tzetzoeinu V'tzetzoe Amcha Beis Yisrael, and we and all of our offspring should be Kulanu Yoidei Shemecha V'oiskes Orasecha Baruch Atah Hashem Hamalamei Torah Lama Yisrael. We should all be Isaac in the Torah. And Baruch Hashem, Amalamei Torah Lama Yisrael. So there's difference in the Paiskim. Is this one bracha? Is this two separate brachas? Is this a bracha smucha lechaverta? And therefore there is a difference of opinion in the Paiskim. Is the nusach harevna ana or the harevna? Is it a separate bracha or is it connected? It's connected to the first bracha and the harevna. And again, Everyone has their minhagim and how they follow. Rav Hamnuna Amar Asher, he says there's a third bracha. He says Asher Boch Rabbanu Mikol Ha'am V'Nosan Lanu Torah also Baruch Ato Hashem Noisen HaTorah. So Baruch to Hashem that He gave us a Torah. Amar Rav Hamnuna Zuhi Mu'ula Shebebrachos. This is the highest form, the most refined of the brachos. Hilkach Lamerina Lakula. Therefore, we must say all three of them. We say all three of them, meaning that each one of these brachos cover a different aspect of Torah, whether it's Torah Shebeksav, Torah Shebal Peh, whether it's a bakasha for our children and future generations and all of Klal Yisrael, or simply Birchas HaMitzvahs. So, therefore, we say all three of these brachos. Tanan Hasam, we learned in Masechet Tamid, Amar Lama Mamuna, the appointed one. This is referring to the Kahanim after they did the Avodah, and they shechted the Korban Tamid, the Tamid Shel Shachar, which was early in the morning, which was right after Alois. It was early in the morning, and they shechted the Tamid, and they were Menasechet to the Sachim. They dismembered it and put the different pieces on the Mizbeach. Then the Mamuna, the appointed one, instructed the Kohanim to say certain brachos and certain tefillos. There's a machlokes who was the Mamuna. According to Rashi, it's a Sagan, and according to Taisus, he argues and says it was not the Sagan, but it was someone who was appointed for this. So what did he tell them to do? He said, Berchu bracha achas. Make one bracha. Meaning, of the Birchas Krishma, we just learned there are two brachos. He said, make one of them. We'll see which one. We'll see why. We'll see that a little bit later. So, Baruch brachas ve'im baruch. They made the brach. V'karo asaras hadibros. And you should recite the asaras hadibros, meaning just the basic foundations of the Torah. They were very limited in time, and it was very early in the morning. So, they should recite the asaras hadibros, Shema, the parsha of Shema, Vayem Shamoa, Vayemer, Baruch Hasam Gimel Brachos. And they should bench the Am, so it says Esam, but it's a Baruch Hu Im Ha'am Gimel Brachos. They should bench with the people the Gimel Brachos. Rashi says Baruch Hu Esam means with the nation. MSV Yatziv Avoida, so they should make say MS, the bracha of MSV Yatziv Avoida, and Avoida, the bracha of Avoida. So, which Rashi says is would say Hashem Lakein Avoida Samcha Yisrael, and Berchas Kahanim, and they should say Berchas Kahanim. It doesn't mean necessarily that they were on the duchen. That Tosfos points out this was not on the duchen, which was later on, but they said Birchas Kahanim. The rest of the tefillah they didn't say, as Rashi points out, because they didn't have time. They're very preoccupied with the avodah. And for Shon Shabbos, they used to add on an additional bracha for the mishmar that was Yaitza. They used to switch the mishmar of Kahanim. The Kahanim that served used to serve for a week, and then they departed, and a new group, a new mishmar came for the next week. So there was the mishmar coming in, there was the departing mishmar, and they were ma'asav a bracha for the mishmar that was departing. They made a special bracha, which we'll see what that bracha is. So coming back to the beginning of the statement, it says that the Mamuna told them that they should make bracha achas, one bracha of the Birchas Krishma. They should make bracha achas. My bracha achas. What is that bracha? Which bracha of the Birchas Krishma that precede Krishma should they make? Ki hadar v'havar yosef rabbi klola ha'asra boy minayu. They inquired, my bracha achas. What is the bracha achas? Lo yahava b'yadai. They didn't know. Also Shiloh Rav Masan lo yahava b'yadai. He also didn't know. Also Shiloh Rav Yehuda Amar lo hachemar Shmuel avarava. The bracha is avarava. The one bracha of the brachas before Krishma is avarava for Amar of Zrika, Amar of Ami, Amar of Shem ben Lakish. He argues and he says no, the bracha is Yotzer Or. He says the bracha is Yotzer Or. That's the bracha. So we'll discuss this in a little more detail in the coming shir.